Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the very first episode of Sirat Studio. This is a space where we invite leaders to speak about the future of the global Islamic banking industry. I'm your host Zaid Naveed, and in our episode today we have Mohamedali R Habib, who's the Group CEO of Habib Bank AG Zurich and the visionary behind Sarat, which is our global Islamic banking brand. Today, we're going to speak about legacy, leadership, and what values-aligned banking means in today's modern world. Welcome to the episode, and very excited to have this discussion with you. So I'm going to jump in with the question and go into history a little bit. I wanted to understand, how did the Habib family first enter the world of banking, and what are the values that have guided the journey throughout the years?
Okay, thank you. Interesting question. The family in the early 1900s was involved in international trading, cotton and such commodities. For this, my great-grandfather had set up two international stations, one in Vienna and one in Genova. These establishments were set up in as early as 1912. So back then, so mashallah, in 2012, the group celebrated 100 years of international presence. So we take our cue from back then when my great-grandfather, Habib Ismail, set up these trading offices. My grandfather, Mohamedali Habib, was a personal friend of the father of our nation, the revered Mohamedali Qaid-e-Azam, the revered Mohamedali Jinnah. And the two friends were actually talking and making a strategy, comparing notes, and they came up with the proposal that to make a new country, you needed a financial institution to be able to facilitate various aspects of setting up a new nation and the operation thereof.
So, the Habib family has been associated and has a legacy with gold. Can you tell me where that connection comes from and what it symbolizes?
The ethos of my grandfather was to give full measure but deliver more than promised.
All right.
So as a result, what Habib Bank did was created a gold coin which was actually 1/1000th more heavy than the weight that was denominated on it. As a result, if a trader bought 1,000 coins, he had one surplus. Right. And this became very well known in the market, and people started gravitating towards Habib Bank Gold, and of course they started paying a premium for it. And as it turns out, the demand was such, and the reverence of people wanting to have this particular coin in their collection, they started paying a premium.
So what is something about Habib Bank AG Zurich that customers don't know, or what are we also known for? Like, if you can share these two things.
Okay, well, I'd like to believe that we are known as a bank that is customer-centric and based on relationships. We take pride in our relationships, which are in many cases multi-generational. We are so blessed that not only is this case true in as far as our customers are concerned, but as you may know, we have second generation and third generation employees. We also have second and third generation vendors. So in every direction that the bank operates, it values and prioritizes relationships, and we continue to enjoy fabulous relationships within our in-house family as well as externally. Furthermore, I think we are known for our stability. We are certainly not the most aggressive bank in the world, but I believe that customers who deal with us over a period of time find us stable and find us someone who is we prioritize the relationship and the client's outcome. What people may not know about us is the fact that being headquartered in Switzerland, we are a unique Swiss bank. We are actually the bank with the largest, we are the Swiss bank with the largest international network.
Oh, wow.
That's right. So there is no other Swiss bank with the kind of network and the kind of presence we have in across 11 plus countries.
So let's come to Sirat. What was the reason or what was the idea behind launching Islamic banking at Habib Bank AG Zurich? And maybe if you can also tell us, how did the name come about? What does it represent? I know your eyes light up every time we use the word Sirat.
Well, Sarat is really special to me personally and to our bank, of course. What was the reason? We began, in the early days, we began, due to customer demand, began offering Islamic banking in South Africa. And around the same time, due to customer demand and the trend, started offering Islamic banking in Pakistan as well. A few years passed like this, and we began to make a few realizations. That it was not a trend, but a definite direction that the industry was taking. We saw it being a growth driver for the industry and for the bank. We also saw this as an expectation that our customers had of us, because we've always adapted to their demands and tried to keep our development alongside their own. And we were getting increasing demand from customers for Islamic products. And one day, after a particularly intense session, we're all sitting together and sort of rubbing our heads and saying, why can't we find something? And at that stage, I remember with colleagues going back and forth, and we wanted Sirat to be, to mean something without having to explain it.
Right.
We wanted the brand itself to invoke a feeling.
Feeling, which it does
itself,
today, right.
Okay, without having to explain it. We also wanted a brand that would be easy to roll off your tongue easily, because we had at that time already began the ambition for exporting this product and brand. So we wanted a brand that would be easily adaptable in other markets. We wanted something that was straightforward, that was not heavy, that did not need to be explained.
That's a lot of requirements right there.
Right? Yeah. So, I mean, that's why my team was so frustrated. So we're sitting around, and I remember saying to my colleague, we need something straightforward, right? Straightforward. We kept going back to, it needs to be straightforward, and suddenly we were like a straight path. And then we suddenly looked at each other, and both of us simultaneously almost said, Sirat.
So that was an aha moment right there.
It was an aha moment. The important thing is that almost every Muslim, when he hears it, completes the sentence in his own head.
Yes.
We don't say it, he says it to himself, which is the power of this brand. So I absolutely love it.
So we're in 5 countries now: Pakistan, UAE, UK, Switzerland, South Africa. What has guided this international growth? You were just talking about, exporting this brand. So what's guided this growth in all the markets you've chosen?
Perceived customer demand. That has been the number one. Also, the development of the market, i.e., is it ready? Does it have the infrastructure? Does it have a legal infrastructure? Is it developed, or do we have to promote it? And if we have to promote it, how receptive is each regulator to sort of accept this? Now, our most recent country, of course, we began traditionally in South Africa and Pakistan, which was a natural thing. UAE was, of course, a natural progression. UK has been a great surprise, and mashallah, the brand has really taken root there, and we are developing our business, and I may share with you that already about more than 20% of our UK operations balance sheet is now in Sarat.
Wow. In Pakistan, it took 20
Yeah,
years to get to 20%, and in UK in 5
UK
years.
it's happened. So our most recent country has been Switzerland, where we've introduced Sirat. And why is this so exciting? Because Switzerland happens to be our wealth management center. And we hope to leverage Sirat into wealth management, as well as have it play its due share and take a front row seat in our ESG requirements. We are continue to study. There are 3 countries still that our network is not where Sirat is not present. We are, I'm very happy to tell you, in final stages to launch in one of our countries, and I may share here, is going to be Canada.
All right.
And we are at the last stages of regulatory permissions, as well as product development. We're at the last mile. So inshallah, if not now, then definitely first quarter of 26, we will be offering Sirat as well as in Canada. And then we study Kenya and Hong Kong. The other thing that you might want to, as far as Sirat is concerned, because of its branding and name, we are positioning this as a universal product. So this is not a product only for Muslims. It is a ethical banking product which is aligned with good values, ethical practices. So like I said, ESG, it lends itself into ESG, and we are hoping, and indeed we've had traction in, for example, markets like the UK, where non-Muslims are using this product for the basis of the strength of the product features itself.
Right, and a simple thing, I hear customers, they chose it because in Islamic banking you don't have prepayment penalties. So a lot of multi-faith customers are choosing to go down that road.
They're choosing to. So what I'm trying to say is I'm extremely excited about the prospects of Sirat, because I don't see this, or we're not seeing it, as a faith-specific product.
But what makes Sirat different?
What makes Sirat different is, as I mentioned, we try to give it a universal appeal. We try to be inclusive rather than exclusive. So rather than making this a very, elevated brand with a huge sort of, broadcast around it, we said, no, let's come down to earth, let's be friendly, let's be a quick path, this is the difference. I don't want to get into physical appearances, but you'll notice that our bankers are mostly modern looking. We stay away, even in our broadcasts, in our promotion materials, etc. We're trying to stay very much mainstream, respectful, but mainstream, rather than, so specialized where people feel a distance. So that, I would say, is one of the accessibility of the brand.
Where do you see the Islamic finance industry heading globally? Now that it's become mainstream, where do you see the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, I think technology will drive a lot of things. There is a whole new generation who, if we can make sort of ethical banking or Sharia compliant banking more accessible and less mysterious
right.
to the new generation, I think there will be a lot of adaptation for technology, because, as you know, the new gen is only going to be dealing with us through technology.
There's something I wanted to share which really resonated with me, and I wrote this down. You said, be excellent in the small things. That's how cultures and careers are built.
That's right.
So that was something that I just wanted to...
Thank you for reminding me of that. But of course, you have to, you have to do your work as if is going to last forever. So you have to take pride and have to do it in a way that it stands the scrutiny, because every single officer of the Habib Bank AG Zurich group needs to see himself as the ambassador of the bank. So you are the face, you are our front. So, and that's the spirit with which we live. And alhamdulillah, our teams respond accordingly. So we're very grateful and delighted with this culture that we have.
One last thing I'd like to ask you. If Sirat were a symbol, what would it be?
Oh, wow. I'm tempted to say it would be a star, a bright star, but perhaps it can be a fountain. Which is flowing and going upwards. But I'd need to actually think about that one a little bit before I will. Can I come back to you on that?
Yeah, you can. Maybe even a compass, always pointing you to the right path.
That's true. It could just be a path, a compass, to tell you where the North Star is, and keep on home. So yeah, maybe we can marry these two. Excellent.
Excellent. Thank you for this really insightful session and sharing with us the history of the bank and the future plans of the bank. I found it really enjoyable, and I hope everyone out there who's watching also found this insightful. Thank you so much.